And Assalamu alaikum, everyone. You're hosting Miaska, and I've got Debs with me right now. We're due another guest who's running a bit late at the moment. How you doing, Debs?
I'm good. I'm hot and bothered after watching that day's cricket.
It's
Amazing.
boiling right now, and that day of cricket never actually helped the tension. I think Hulk is here. So
There he is,
how
outside.
you doing?
How you doing? You all right? Hiya.
Good. How's the weather?
Weather's good. We're outside. It's all good. The sun's shining over here.
It's been a hot one today, and the cricket's made it even more heated. Just to quickly sum it up, we started the day with England at 92 for 4. Pope and Butler were batting at the time, and they were doing well. And then they created a decent partnership, didn't they, today for England? And it was looking good for them. And then all of a sudden, I think it was Nassim. The ball sort of bounced up. He got Pope, and then the inroad started. And then Yesef, all of a sudden, sort of started creating stuff. I mean, he was very inconsistent before that, and then all of a sudden, stuff started happening for him. And Pakistan sort of, you could just basically say, they sort of run through England a little bit towards the end, I think. There was a few little here and there, decent little patches, Broad, for example, but pretty much England sort of collapsed straight after Pope, and then Butler got out after that. So Yasir finished with 4 for 66. Abbas, I think, had his 2 wickets yesterday. And Shadaba ended up with getting 2. In fact, he actually dropped 1, which would have given Yasser his 5 for, and he got his second one. So I don't know how that actually went there in the dressing room, but that's that. And then Pakistan come out to bat after that, but we'll get back to that. Deb, what did you think of the England batting?
Oh, I think it was pretty dire. I'm a big Ollie Pope fan, and I think he did brilliantly yesterday. I think perhaps someone in our group said, I wonder how many times Nazim is going to take Pope's wicket. I can see those two having a battle over the years, actually. I thought Ollie Pope's a real talent. Their batting was disappointing, but not unexpected. Not unexpected. They don't do very well in the first test of a series. They particularly don't do very well against Pakistan in the first test of a series for some reason. Do they take them too casually? I don't know. Their batsmen were poor, if we're honest, apart from Pope. You know, if you look at Burns, Sibley, Root and Stokes. I mean, Stokes did get a peach of a ball, but not good enough.
Yeah, problem one that I find Hulk with England is you've got Root, you've got Stokes, and then you've got a very young Pope. And then the 3 around them can be very inconsistent, Sibley, Burns, and Butler. And with Butler, he owed England a lot of runs today as well after his day yesterday, because he had a very, very poor day. It's very similar to Pakistan's batting, isn't it, Pakistan?
Yeah, I mean, just going back to Butler, I've always said that a keeper needs to be a keeper first and then a batsman. So to me, it didn't really matter if Butler got 100 runs today. He's let down, 3, 4, 5 chances, and that's unforgivable. I know, Debbie, you've mentioned in the past, why haven't they given Foakes a chance? I think their worry from England fans' perspective, is that what if they revert back to Bairstow now? I'd be very, very surprised if Butler gets a second game. As a Pakistan supporter, I'd be gutted if Butler doesn't get a second game. But I think that Butler's done really as a keeper here. Just going back to the original question about the batting being similar to Pakistan's, I think that the middle order isn't. It's not that strong in either one really. I mean, it reminds me of the days when we used to have, say, Misbah, Yusuf, Inzi, etc. Those days are long gone. I think both sides are rebuilding, really. I know that in the past we've always spoken about Pakistan openers, how they're not that strong, really. And England are in that situation now. They've been in that situation for a few years now. Ever since Cook retired, they've always been chopping and changing, really. So I don't think that England have settled on a good, solid opening pair ever since the days of Strauss and Cook.
It's very hard to replace them, and we're finding that with Misbah and Yunus. When you have two people that are, you could say iconic legends as well, and they've held your team together. So England's one was at top of the order, and our one was pretty much like in our middle order. You're always going to have that that void. It's going to take It's going to take a while to replace them. Sometimes it takes years. I mean, look at with our openers. England might actually find that for years as well. Remember when Saeed Anwar and you could say Amir Sohail retired. It's taken us years to go and find openers after that, and it's always been our weak link. So there were 219, and I think it was 107 run lead for Pakistan. It looked good, and then they came out to bat. If we went just through them wickets, first of all, Shan, I think that's a bit unlucky. Down the leg side, getting strangled down the leg side is a little bit unlucky. And obviously, coming off 100, that's the sort of things that can sometimes happen in a second innings. Abid, shocking shot, absolutely shocking shot. I mean, it's one of them shots that you can get dropped for it. Regardless of your performances in the last couple of tests, you can actually get dropped because it was irresponsible. Azhar Ali, I'm just going to go through it not the way the wickets fell, but the way the batting order is. I actually missed Azhar's wicket because I was driving home from work after a 12-hour shift. As far as I know, it was a full ball, and he's got LBW'd again. I saw the first innings one, and I was discussing that with a friend on a WhatsApp group, a separate one. Do you guys see? I've got other friends as well. And basically,
whatever.
very thing. Maybe one or two comments in a whole game, but something come up and it was quite interesting. It's like screenshots of where Azhar Ali was in the first innings, and that's one of Azhar Ali's biggest fans. He's always supporting Azhar Ali, and he mentioned how flawed his technique is right now, and there's probably lack of confidence, lack of whatever. Babar, the ball sort of. What did you make of that, Deb? It was like it sort of crept up on him. He could have played it better. Could have come on the front foot, but a little bit unlucky, I think. You got to give the bowler some credit sometimes, innit?
Well, I think Wokes actually had a very good spell. And I was quite surprised when they took him off, really. I think he, at the moment, is probably... No, that's the run out, which was very annoying. He's probably England's best bowler at the moment, Wokes. And I think we have to give him credit for that wicket. Hugely disappointing to see Babar out for 5. Hugely disappointing.
Pakistan. Then if I go to the next one, I guess England don't take too much credit for Asif Shafiq's dismissal.
That was just disgusting what happened with Shafiq. Where we are in the game, what is the need to take those very, very tight singles? Okay, you're putting pressure on the fielding team, but come on, maybe Archer was right. We're taking suicidal runs, like he said at the end of play yesterday, but there was just no need for that, and he was miles out as well. There was no way he was ever going to make his ground, and I shudder to think what happened back in the dressing room, what Yunus Khan said to him at the end of that.
It was a great throw, I do have to put in there.
Yeah, it was a brilliant throw.
Suicidal run, isn't it? It shouldn't even come to that point. Especially when England were a bit on the ropes, and it was reminding me a little bit of Pope and Butler last night. That last session, the batting got a little bit more easier, and the ball was like not doing as much. And England they spread the field out. They were like, okay, let's get to tomorrow, and we'll see. Let's try to stop Pakistan from hitting, getting much more runs. And then I don't know, frustrating. And then the Rizwan dismissal, Deb,
Controversial.
I know I Holding sort of mentioned that this is my only problem with DRS. Why is that out? And then who was the England batsman that was not out? Someone was. It was.
They showed
yeah.
two, didn't they? And they were actually the same on DRS. And it's not DRS, is it? It's actually the umpire one out, and it has to be said he didn't give the England player out, and he did give the Pakistan player out.
I'm not saying it's misgivings, but what it is, it's one of them. It's frustrating for both teams. Because even Root would look at that and think, well, 1 minute, if that was my player getting out and one of their players was given not out, we've all been there, and it's very frustrating. I think it's sort of like, let's sort of justify an umpire's, shall we say, a mistake or the umpire's decision, which I think it should just be out or not out. That's where I am with that anyhow. And then, Pakistan lost another couple of wickets, and they're 137 for 8, lead by 244. What do you think is going to be a good score, Pakistan? What do you think Pakistan can defend?
So I was hoping for a minimum of 250. So I've been counting it down for the last half hour of play. I was hoping for 250. They put up a stat to say that what are the most successful run chasers at Old Trafford, and I think the second one was about 237 odd, and then it just dropped into the hundreds. Highest run scores over 200. I think they've only ever been chased twice there. So, Mickey Arthur tweeted just before the play ended that we've got enough on the board. Shane and Yasser Shah are going to run through England. So he is very confident. I've just got in the back of my mind that I know we said that, England kind of collapsed in their innings, but if you look at it, they put on 49 runs for the last 2 wickets. 49 runs for the last 2 wickets. How much is that going to cost us? We were hoping to get a lead of about 150. We only ended up with a lead of just over 100. Those 49 runs, they might be proved crucial. I think that where we are at the moment, I think it's more than enough. But psychologically, it's always good to go beyond 250 just to get that nice round figure.
It gives England that chance, doesn't it, Deb? The thing is, I just looked at a stat, and while this was all happening, I thought, let me quickly check, and I went into Crick Info, done my little check on it, and the Pakistan have never lost a Test match in England, defending anything more than 220. So 220 is the most England have chased against Pakistan in England. So that Pakistan already 24 runs over that. But as we were just discussing off air, just before we come on here, that it's a matter of 2 partnerships, maybe even 1 partnership if it's big enough, and the others play around it. Do you think that? I mean, if England are going to win this, who would you bank on in terms of England's batting?
Got to be Stokes, hasn't it? Who actually doesn't seem to be in. When Stokes doesn't bowl, his batting doesn't seem to come off. I think moving everybody up one hasn't worked for him and Root. But Stokes is a player that can take a game away from people, isn't he?
Yeah,
without a doubt. If he's on form, he'll have confidence from getting those 2 wickets today. What the cost will be to his fitness, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good point, is that, because I was wondering that, because they were saying that he wasn't fit enough to bowl, but then they're making him bowl.
Yeah.
So is that going to affect him now, batting?
It's a tricky one, isn't it? It's one of them. I mean, if he can't bat at all, I don't mind. But that's a different case. Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, if he doesn't bat tomorrow, he could come back another day. I do not mind. I've got a few comments. I'm just going to quickly go through them, and then we'll sort of round up, sum up. Habib said hello. Chris said hi, and then Chris said, Imi, how are you holding up after work at 6 a.m? You can see me. I'm still awake, still going. I normally work 12 hours, so it's fine. Jose Imad actually said, was a plab England bowlers tried a lot. I don't know what plab, I think it's a spelling mistake. In the first innings as well, down the leg side. I'm not sure. Azraeli after injury is a different player. I think he was saying he was Plum. Yeah. I think he's trying to say, it was Plum. It's one of them, like, after injuries, a different player to sort of target these stumps, which there's a clear weakness there. I'll actually show the images later in the WhatsApp group, and it's one of them sort of things where you actually see what the person was actually talking about in Azraeli's technical deficiency there.
They've been showing it all day. Did you see it, either of you? They've been showing it today. They were saying his head goes into the wrong position more often.
It is, and this one, he actually picked up on his feet as well. He picked up on his feet. It seems like he's in the air when the ball's just about to land. He's already in the wrong position. It's actually quite interesting. And I think the last comment that we've now got is Stokes and Root can get the partnership. No, I've got two more comments now. They should use Pop's confidence maybe and play him higher.
No,
where do you actually play him? How much higher can you take him? You're not going to take him to 3, are you? I don't think he's ready for
2 days to that. Why would you put him higher? No.
Yeah. And then you seem much nicer on the stream than on Twitter, Imi. I mean it as a compliment. I don't know who you are. Tweet me and say what I've done wrong, or if it's not a follow, then I'll give you a follow back. I'll give most people a follow back, but all right, you might say I've only got 1,000 follow backs out of 9,000, but that's because 8,000 people have never tweeted me in their life. So if you actually have a conversation, I'll follow you back. I've got no issues, or I might mute you after a while because I think you're a nuisance. That's a different case. But anything else you guys want to add?
No, look forward to. Well, I can't watch tomorrow. I'm babysitting all day, but I'll be.
Tomorrow's the last day of the test, anyhow. We're not going to see it going into Sunday. It's Pakistan probably going to bat, I don't know, 10, 20. Hopefully they can get another 20 runs. So let's see. So predictions. First, you, Deb.
I'm still going for Pakistan to win. And the spinners to do the job tomorrow.
And you?
Yeah, definitely Pakistan to win tomorrow. I'm going to go into it think that I wouldn't be, even if we lost a couple of wickets tomorrow morning without scoring another run, I'd still be happy. 244 lead is still a massive lead on that wicket. Yeah, it's not a day 5 wicket, it's a day 4 one, but the ball is still turning. The ball is still doing something. We've got we've got some really good bowlers. So yeah, I'd be happy with 244. I think that we'll win it in that first session. And say your favorite word, Imi. I think that first session is going to be crucial.
This is not as big a laugh as we had yesterday at the end, but that's Chris said Pakistan to win by 60 runs. I think I've got a feeling England are going to get bowled out for about 170 to 180. I think Pakistan will win this and take a 1-0 lead going into Southampton. But I think I predicted a 1-1 draw in series. So I think this is Pakistan's time to actually win this test. It's a massive opportunity. So thank you very much for joining me.
Sorry. Just to reiterate, I said 2-1 Pakistan win the series.
I did too.
Yeah, just remember that. Yeah, me and Debbie the same on that. Yeah.
I'm the pessimistic. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow, in fact, I haven't got a guest tomorrow at the moment. So if I can't get a guest, I'll be here rumbling by myself. And maybe if there's someone watching the stream and wants to join me, or if there's someone from that WhatsApp group who wants to come on, let me know. Thank you very much for joining, everyone.
Thanks, Imi.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye.